No matter where you are, every week.
Welcome back. I'm here with Laura to celebrate the music. She's the founder of Early Birds Club. His tagline is a dance party for ladies who have to do in the morning. Be an album. So making a big difference, a real difference for Susie. So she went to as many as she could, right?
That's right. So when we started this, Susie had stage 4 metastatic breast cancer, and we started business where she just was the stubbornest person, and she was she was to live. She was determined to live on her terms, and she did. So she would do breast like amazingly. She always was, and she was in the middle of the dance floor, and she couldn't walk her to it, and she put the lights on, and she would just. When she was in the room, the air changed. It was just, she was a magnetic person, a charismatic person, but also a very real person. And you could feel the goodness in her, and it just changed. Like, she was one of.
And well, Susie gave a speech at the last minute. We're going to look at that.
Too young. Too young.
But Susie leaves behind a powerful legacy, right?
She does. She was insistent that every party we have be 100% charity, and all for charity, but I don't have them to pay for it. Still,
Dreamers don't think of things.
No, she never. I was the one who was like the grounding person. She was like dreaming, but so we donate 10%, and we always try to find smaller nonprofits that uplift women. Gary's was an organization called Air and Hope, which pays for cold capping for cancer patients.
Yeah, that's incredible. She's founder of Air and Hope, as well as the Chicago ambassador for Early Birds. She attended the very first
pregnant waddling in to be like, yeah, you can still and that's kind of what early birds and bodies walk in, pregnant 6 months or in your sweatpants, and it's just this building of community. And it doesn't matter what you look like or where you're from, it just is magical. It's so much fun.
It looked like fun. I saw the video. So, what did you want to say? Did you want to say anything about all the people?
What I would say is that this is something that's needed for women, especially, and the gender expansive community, to have a safe place, an inclusive place where you don't feel judged, you don't feel like you have to take care of anybody, you don't have to do anything other than remember who you are.
Yeah.
And really enjoying that time.
Now are on a mission to make phone service free, easy, and accessible to everyone. They're inspired by Susie's legacy of joy and generosity, so they're donating $10,000 to Hair and Hope.
And juggle over 35 trillion tasks a second. Like a relentless weed, moderate to severe symptoms can keep coming back. Wake away to what's possible with Papaya. With rapid remission in 12 weeks, and fewer bowel movements and less abdominal pain for 4 weeks. Most patients achieve remission and some visible healing of the intestinal lining. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, doctors check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Backed by over 15 years of clinical research. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today.
We hope this never happens to you, but if it does, remember our name, Lundy Law, your injury lawyer.
There's a lot of casino apps, but unlike some other apps in New Jersey, on Hard Rock Bet Casino, what you see when you sign up is actually what you get.
Don't believe it? Try the app yourself. If you're not up after 24 hours playing slots, you get up to $1,000 back to play again.
Plus, get 200 bonus spins to pick up your off. It's paid in cash, no catch.
Roll with us, Jersey. Download the Hard Rock Bet Casino app today. NBC 10 News at 11. Your reason to stay up.
For breaking news in the moment, straight from the NBC 10 Live Center. Immediate coverage you count on.
Right now, I love asking anybody this information. With the most accurate forecast for your neighborhood, 10 years in a row, certified by Weather.
And the local stories that can't wait until tomorrow. From the largest news, weather, and town, NBC 10 coverage you count on.
This lead actor who's also recognized for his humanitarian work. And he has a new film. It's called Adult Children. You thought about meditation?
This is what happens when we don't teach men how to do this. It just gets bottled up and it comes out.
So on that note, I'm curious, is there a
You're
particular
about to find out.
area of work where it resonates with you?
If I don't get something, it's something. Okay?
Can you always talk to me about what you're feeling?
I want to eat something.
So what's it about?
Yeah, it's a throwback to those great movies out of like the 80s, 90s, Cameron Crowe, John Hughes, and all fell in love with back in the day, those sort of coming of age stories. It's fantastic. I mean, it's about a group of siblings who are trying to figure out what it means to really grow up, and they have to rely on each other in order to figure out what being an adult actually means. And at a certain point, come to realize that nobody actually has it all figured out. The only answer is to put this thing together.
Oh, what a beautiful award on and off screen. And I want you to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I was honored by the Newport Beach Film Festival and Round Top Festival in Round Top, Texas, for work that I've done not only on and off screen, but some of the humanitarian work that I've been involved in for the last almost 20 years now, working with women and children who are victims of conflict and going to active war zones, and working with kids, making sure that we can rebuild education systems, we can rebuild markets, get job training, so that they can start rebuilding communities with their own hands.
Oh, right? Who is that?
Yeah, Sam Waterston, the great, amazing Sam Waterston on the newsroom. It was something I'd sort of been loosely involved in. Sam had been since as a young actor, and he really sort of lit the fire inside of me and brought me up with organizations and used the extraordinary wisdom that guy has, not only his beautiful brain, but his extraordinary heart to like really lift me up and say, like, going on this. Your job as an artist isn't just to entertain, but you have to have an opinion and you need to give back into the community because you're lucky enough to get to do this thing for a living. So that very seriously, and I've been trying to carry that legacy forward.
Oh man, incredible! Thank you so much, Tommy. Can't wait to So they're giving your child real estate $1,000 in your name.
This in a case that rattled in Georgia 2 years ago. Trial began today for the suspect accused in the ambush killing 5 people. 1 second after he was killed.
Breaking their silence, the son and daughter of Robin Schulmeyer share their grief in the wake of their parents' tragic killings as their brother faces a judge in
Rush is on. Just 8 days until Christmas. Gifts arrive on time. We have the holiday shipping deadlines you need to know about. What today? And your weather rate certified accurate forecast. This is NBC 10 News at 4.
One of the about subjects begins with recent weather look flash. Right now we are getting a break from bitter cold. There's a live look outside right now. Light blowing a bit in the center city here. Temperatures will be climbing higher tomorrow, but with that warm storm, simply rain. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Jeff O'Connor.
And I'm Fred Shropshire. We'll warm up to nearly 50 tomorrow. Then downpours and gusty winds. NBC 10 First Alert Control Shift is tracking timing course in your weather wait certified accurate forecast.
Yeah, just a lot going on. You want to stick with us here over the next 2 to 3 days because we have lots of changes. These changes have already started. You mentioned a warming trend. Take a look at this. We're 16 degrees warmer from this time yesterday. We're at 13 degrees in Wilmington, 13 degrees warmer in Philly, Mount Holly, up 16 degrees in Belleville, 20 degrees warmer in Dover. So overall, we have a lot of 30s and 50s on the map. 50 degrees in Dover right now, 43 in Wilmington, 46 in Philadelphia. Our hour-by-hour forecast shows we will stay in the 40s for the rest of this evening. Then by 9 o'clock, we're dropping into the 30s. Although technically it already feels like we're in the 30s, and that will hold the rest of tonight. Overnight tonight, falling into the 20s. Another cold start, of course, to the day tomorrow, but at least daytime highs now are at 48 degrees with increasing clouds. By Thursday night, after 7 p.m., the rain starts to move in. It turns heavy on Friday. Our wind speeds pick up as well. There is a wind advisory that starts early Friday. Look at that daytime high on Friday, 58 degrees. It is deceiving. We're going to hit that high earlier in the morning, and then temperatures continue to crash as we go through the day, and that cold air sticks around as we head into the start of the weekend. So we're tracking that system. It will arrive as we head into tomorrow night after 8 p.m. We will talk more about the system, let you know exactly how to plan around it coming up to bed. Jackie. See that, Brittany, and you can monitor the rate way by downloading the free and app to live radar to help track this. Get alerts about any severe weather sent right to your phone.
This afternoon, another step toward closure more than 2 years after a deadly mass shooting in Philadelphia. Today, in court, suspected shooter pleaded guilty to 5 people. NBC 10's Brian Sheehan was in the court that happened to join us live now with the latest. Brian.
Tellarè's family members tell us they accept today's plea. Others say they do not, and one big Brady found spend the rest of his life. He had to sit in the third floor court today and listen to several of them as they described how their lives have changed and they have Joseph Brown, grandson of 15 years old, shot and killed in the July 2023 mass shooting. The neighbor incessant.
He came and stayed with me, and just for him to still come die is really hurt.
But it's today. It's been Brady Counter guilty to 5 counts of third-degree murder, 5 counts of attempted murder, 2 firearms charges, exchanged for a negotiated sentence of 37.5 to 75 years. The attorney's office says character's mental health and factor the agreement.
It certainly was a person who had serious psychological issues, and at the time of the murder, actually after his first words, I'm out here helping you guys.
violence. Prosecutor Bob described the shooting as 14 minutes of terror. His character, tactical, clear and a bullet fast as he fired an AR-15 at random, causing death and destruction of South Street. Deadliest character on a rampage shot Joseph Waller Jr. inside 31 years home with his father, who discovered his son's body only after disappeared from the crime scene several hours after the shooting. Joseph's brother says his father died in September, getting the chance to see his son's killer. Responsibility. Pain calls so many.
This is very traumatizing. Not to see my brother here, my pain, trauma, trying to see something, see, I got to suffer.
Sentencing, saying, all I ever wanted to do was help my community, prevent to cause this harm. Sorry, caused, I would take it back, but I can't. One day, forgive me. Talk to us after the kid acknowledging the gravity of his actions, saying that he's working for the National Security Agency and that he wanted to resolve this case.
And it is the first full day of jury deliberations in the trial of Atlantic City Mayor Martin Small. And today, jurors had questions for the judge as they worked to reach a verdict. NBC 10's Miguel Martinez-Vaz learned his live with an update about the jurors tonight in the next minutes.
That's right. So the judge said that it did not include today, tense coming back to questions at some point, questions being terms at what point we did ask what happens if they aren't unanimous on city council. That's what we said. Deliberating always come back. Of course, deliberations started yesterday after starting the child case against the mayor of Marty Small and his wife, Rebecca Small, were physically and emotionally abusing his daughter. The root of the family problem stemmed from the daughter's relationship. During the case, the daughter testified that her father was also saying her mother her grandmother. Prosecutors pointed to video clips they show a father with temper, resulting in multiple abuse. The defense, however, said that exam showed no evidence of abuse, and Mayor Small has testified saying daughter facing charges of second degree involvement with child, third degree terrorist threats, third degree aggravated assault, simple assault, and evidence. Now, elected as mayor of Atlantic City in November, convicted of a third degree crime of fire, would be able to serve out his full term after his office. He basically behind bars, and his wife's trial that is set to start next. Send it back to you on the phone by some 10 minutes.
All right, Miguel, and count on NBC 10 for the latest developments on this case. We will continue to stay on top of the trial as jury deliberations continue. Send out a push alert on the NBC 10 app as soon as it.
I'm about to listen to Live Center. Nick Reiner made his first court today. He's accused of murdering his parents, Robert, over the weekend. Now, we did see from the courtroom this morning. Here it is. Now, you don't see Nick Reiner because of a defense request to not have cameras shooting in his direction. Now, his 32-year-old son is charged with 2 counts of tragedy. That there are very complex, serious issues that are associated with this case. Now, 2 of Rob Reiner's other children, Jacob released a statement earlier today after the court hearing saying words not begin to describe the unimaginable pain we're experiencing every day. Horrific and devastating loss of our parents is something that no one should ever experience, and not just our parents, who are our best friends. Without bail, in this next court scheduled next month.
Working to learn more information after following a deadly crash in Philadelphia. Exclusive video last night as Joseph C. walked into police headquarters by his family. C is the man police say caused the crash that showed 63-year-old Angela Cooper. She was the passenger in that crash at 9th and Gerard Monday. Driver Cooper is in the hospital. A vacant home goes up in flames. Investigators are still working to find out how it happened. First brought you this early this morning on NBC 10 News today. During our live coverage,
property on 6th Street and collapsed. Officials told us it was vacant. The firefighters were not working to get information about the fire as soon as they get it.
In Chester County, one person was rescued after they were trapped in a barn collapse here. Skyver's 10 was over the scene around 11:30 this morning. That collapse happened on Greenhill Road in Oxford. County EMS tells us the person trapped was linked to the hospital. We saw someone taken away by a medical helicopter. No word yet how that person is doing and what else is injured.
President Donald Trump is paying his respects to 2 National Guards killed in an attack over Syria. The president traveled to Dover Air Force Base for a dignified transfer ceremony. Solemn tradition for servicemen killed overseas. 2 men killed in Saturday's attack alongside civilian workers in U.S. interpreter. The ISIS for deaths and vows retaliation. Tonight, the president said to our live press to the nation.
The speech focused on what the president sees as his greatest accomplishment in his first 11 months in office and connect with his administration. NBC 10 political story is now on what we can expect from President Trump tonight.
President Trump is closing in on 1 year in office, and this address is expected to talk about what he's done in these 11 months. Now, all of this comes a little more than a week after President Trump visited Pennsylvania. Now, in the speech from the White House tonight, the White House secretary says President Trump will focus on what he sees as his biggest accomplishments in the first year in office and what he plans to do over the next few years. An NBC News decision poll out this week shows 62% of respondents in Pennsylvania saying the country is on the wrong track. Asked about the issue most important to them, 1/4 of this group said it's the economy. President Trump and Vice President Vance in recent visits to Pennsylvania pushed Democrats and the Biden administration for economic challenges. In a new poll out just today, 57% of voters say President Trump is responsible for the state of the economy. 34% said it was former President Biden. You can watch President Trump's address from the White House live at 9, right here on NBC 10.
Warren Beatty reports that address tonight. Today, the lawmaker says the Department of Justice must release the Epstein files by Friday. Face repercussions. Representative to Yanni, California, wrote California, which is the co-sponsor of Epstein Files Transparency Act, which President Trump signed into law last month. The law requires the DOJ to make the files public by Friday. If not, the government says the department officially be breaking the law. The administration likely would not prosecute, but a future administration could.
Happening now, members of SEPTA's largest workers union are voting to ratify a contract. It's a 3.5% wage increase for Local 234. It also includes a jump in pension benefits. Union members reached a tentative early last week and avoided strike. Once the contract is ratified, it's the second or full final.
Closer look at race and the impact it's having.
Yeah, Jackie, as you just said, the number of unhoused in the city have steadily been increasing over the last 4 years. Whether you work in the city, live in the city, or come here to visit, there's a greater chance that you see the unhoused or those organizations that are out here. Just take a look over here at the Silicon Steps. You can see someone sleeping over there. Today, we got our hands on a brand new city.
Throughout this during the summer, you're seeing anywhere from like 100, 120, even 145 people each lunch.
Outside the Basilica, weekly free lunch just wrapped up. Every Wednesday, those eating a hot meal show up for food and conversation. The homeless outreach group tells you 10 minutes change every time out.
You see new faces, and usually they stick around. You usually see them once and they'll be back.
We're now learning the number of unhoused in Philadelphia is back to its highest level since 2020 in the pandemic. A new report to us this afternoon shows in 2023 there were more than 4,700 unhoused. That number jumped to 5,200 next year, and in 2025 that climbed to more than 5,500. As the holidays near, there's a good chance visitors will see the house throughout the city, and most are over the age of 35. According to the latest data, the largest group of 35 to 54, followed second by those who are 55 to 54. There are currently 60 children without a home.
We're just seeing a constant upward trend. We've been here doing this for about 4 years now, and it is really taking off still. I don't know if it's going to plateau at any point.
Absolutely, and
they're one of those organizations that are doing great work that you could see out here. There is some good news in that report that we got our hands on. The number of children has dropped dramatically this year by more than 100 compared to last year. So once again, that is some good news. Recent years, these numbers have been 2018, 2019, 2020. For now, we're live in Center City here in Bastrop.
We're getting around these pedestrian easier. Basic initials broke ground. It's a $2.7 million open space improvement project. Plans have been in the works with the city since. The goal is to create a safer pedestrian route in its visitor center to Park.
So important having our visitor center and the whole city into our other historic sites. To make it so when people traverse this area, they see an area that's so historic to them, it means to be independence.
The improvements are set to be done ahead of the 250th celebration next week. Today, the Pennsylvania Capital got a taste of Philadelphia.
The Pennsylvania House of Representatives welcomed the musicians played a short concert in the House chamber. Members were invited by State Representative Ben Waxman, who represents
Today, first responders in Trenton came together to help provide meals for families across New Jersey. NBC 10 was there after the Trenton Department of Fire and Emergency Services, police officers, firefighters, and community organizers helped together to deliver to about 35 schools statewide.
And our advent
special blessing keeps a holiday tradition alive in Center City. Reverend G. Dennis Gill led the nativity scene outside the facility in Center City. Community members gathered for their 29th blessing.
Turn back to first weather. Stepped outside today. Probably noticed it's not as cold as temperatures climbing higher back from storms.
Yeah, we have 2 degrees now, right? It's got a, yeah, I would say it's not a clean 2 degrees. It comes with a little something on the side, and that's going to be really what we need, and also wind, and then another cold blast. Another warm, another cold blast. So let's get to the roller coaster because that's exactly what we're going to be going with. First thing is we're continuing to track the morning trend as we head into tomorrow night. Into Friday, we do have the heavy rain, potential for an isolated thunderstorm. We have wind advisory Friday, and this says cooling temperatures to follow. So our radar right now is nice and dry, and the biggest thing is this huge jump in temperatures, 10 to 20 degrees warmer, depending on which neighborhood you're in. Downtown, 10 degrees warmer from this time yesterday, so they're in the 40s. Places like Dover at 43 degrees. Temperatures in Philadelphia in the low 40s. So this is a bit closer, finally, to our seasonable average. Tonight, we're dropping down to 27 in Philadelphia, 24 in Blue Bell, 25 degrees in Allentown, 26 in Northeast Philly. Then as we get to your Thursday, you do notice the morning trend will continue, so that's why our temperatures are going to be heading into the 40s and 50s, and then you'll see this area low pressure drag a front through, and that's what's going to give us the rain as we head into Friday morning. It'll be heavy at times over your morning commute, and that front slides all the way through, and it drags in that cold air. Once again, that high pressure does at least the weekend, so we have a dry weekend, but it's a cold start to your Saturday. By hour breakdown tomorrow, starting this time, we're at 10 p.m. You can see a few raindrops coming down. Overnight, we'll start to see the yellow here. That's when we have more moderate to heavy downpours. And again, that's going to be over your Friday morning. 7 a.m., heavy rain all the way until about 10 a.m. Then we start to thin out a bit off the coast as we get into your second half of the day. So after your lunch hour, you can even see snow flurries flying around here with leftover moisture because the temperatures are going to drop so dramatically. Friday morning, where it feels like temperatures in the 50s, and then as the day goes on and that front moves through, the pick up. They look at 7 p.m. temperature, it's still like 22 degrees. So as the day goes on, that temperature tumble is going to drop anywhere between 40 degrees, what it feels like. Just keep that in mind before you head out the door on Friday. You'll need a heavy jacket by the time you're leaving work. So wind advisory here 1 a.m. Friday until Saturday, and that means we're going to see wind gusts potentially up to 50 miles per hour. Your plan for tomorrow, we start off with the 20s, we warm into the mid-40s for a lot of locations. We'll get close to 50s or mid-50s, 56 Island, 53 in Wildwood. When we look at our 10-day forecast, and it does show Friday 58 degrees, that is in the morning. I want to emphasize that you have a dramatic drop. You're heading out of work Friday after evening. Saturday, Sunday, it's colder Saturday, a little warmer Sunday, cold again on Monday, and then we start to warm back up as we get closer to Christmas Day. 44 degrees, some chance of 3 so it's a little early on that one. Matt.
All right, Brittany, thank you. And I'm Matt DeLucia in the Live Center, checking out your traffic here on Wednesday. County Street Road, blocking the right lane. There's a crash right there that is off the side. Also here at Schuylkill Expressway, westbound, right near 476 area. This was all to the shoulder, not on lanes at this point. The rest of the map, really not seeing any big problems here. That was that 95 Street Road that I mentioned. The rest of the area just seeing some low volume at this hour. As we look at the drive time from south 30 minutes of southbound to 76 and 9 miles.
Matt, thank you. It's a man scanned Elwood Bucks County woman out of $1,000.
While they were hunting for her in our area, investigators dropped a dead in another state. The police say that they have for all of us.
Celebrating innovative life-saving care will add first look technology inside the helicopter.
Birds are back. Let's do their practice Wednesday has an all-important Saturday showdown with Washington. Let's take on Barclays Victor and the lucky St. Phil joins me next.
Interview feature on our NBC10 app that will bring you a national news conference. Video session and sports headlines from NBC and videos of the upcoming which like video or find them in the video show section. Don't see them on your phone.
Hey, weather on NBC10 sponsored by Brandon Mike Spear, the accident lawyers, and Brand.
My name is Dave, and some of my favorite moments throughout my life are watching that. Now I work at Comcast as part of the team that created our AI highlights technology.
Citadel's free ultimate growth. More interest on the money in your account. And it comes with plus no monthly service fee. Best part? Here's some cash bonus of $500. We're all in on growth today. Citadel, building strength together.
My name is Dave, and some of my favorite moments throughout my life are watching sports with my dad. Now I work at Comcast as part of the team that created our AI highlights technology. We pay to detect the major plays in a sports game, giving me as fans like my dad and ways of catching up.
Welcome to NBC10 today.
The accurate weather forecast certified by Weather Reports.
Reporting live. That's why they're always all
Top tourist.
She was going to tell us where the was not.
No matter where you are every morning. NBC10 News Today coverage to count on. Back to listen watching our following Brown University shooting. The Providence Police just released some new images of interest. We describe this person as being close proximity to the shooting. So again, you can see this image of a person with a hooded sweatshirt is a closer view. Zoomed in at this point. The deadly shooting, as we know, happened on Saturday. 2 people were 9 others injured. We're also watching a news conference out of Rhode Island where officials are giving an update right now. Stay with NBC10 as we get more updates on what's going on.
We are now just 3 days action. Saturday, it is a football game. We could clinch their second straight NFC East Division title.
And Eagles playing Saturday in Washington before a Cowboys loss on Sunday. He's joining us from the NBC Sports 11 studios with the latest on how the team is preparing for this all-important matchup. Listen, every game counts, but sometimes they count a little bit more, right, guys? Eagles continue to prepare for the Commanders on Saturday night down in DC with the win. The Birds become the first repeat AFC East champion since 2004. This was moved to Lincoln Financial Field this afternoon. They go Barkley back after yesterday's walkthrough. Stinger, but no, Dickersonville, John
It sounds like there's a lot going on. What's on
Hockey now, Flyers picked up a win last night, beating Canadians on the road, snapping a game victory, but they received some tough injury news this morning. Tyson Foster will miss the remainder of the season after undergoing surgery on his arm. The 14-year-old had been initially out 2 months after suffering a setback December 1st, but this is a tough break for the Flyers team trying to make the playoffs. That's just I think locker room is opening up as we speak. We're going to hear more from the team coming up at 5 and 6 o'clock. Now send it back to you.
See you then. And with the Eagles playing defense exclusively,
Deadlines are still sending out the cards and gifts. Let me let you know if you want this package to be live on Christmas.
and the tradition returns streets like this and is along the Jersey Shore. Also remember loved ones during the holidays. Now the streets are ABC 10 personal alert weather. Snap your 10 years in a row coverage you count on.
Joining school has been the best decision. The teachers take the time to connect with you. Light bulb moment is always my favorite. Woohoo! I've learned so much about myself around. Need your attention. Vinyl frames and soft underfoot. Right now at National Floors Direct, get an entire room of luxury vinyl flooring installed the next day for $788. And no interest 1 year. Call 888-404. Open stores.
Love slots? DraftKings Casino App's got you covered. They got tons of slots to choose from. All these options. I feel like a slot machine. Come look.
New players play $5 and get back on your spins on cash option slots. Plus the first day refund of 1,000 in credit.
Absolutely. You're already throwing it.
Do you keep up with the trends or set your own?
Is the color dense enough?
Outdoor picnic. Launch on social.
Gotta take this. Global.
How to choose a wrongful injury? How to put the most big verdicts and settlements in Pennsylvania. Firm, the most doctor lawyers in America. And experience. Choose passion results. Choose Klein Inspector.
11. Reason to stay up. Now breaking news. Straight NBC 10 Live.
Local stories that can't be told tomorrow. And the most accurate forecast certified by NBC 10 News 11 coverage you count. Keith Jones and Aaron Coleman every weekday morning. NBC 10 personal alert weather. Most accurate 10 years in a row. Coverage you count on.
These hands create all of the material I work with are my hands. Hands get really dry. I depend on O'Keefe's.
It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief.
If it works for these hands, it'll work for yours.
O'Keefe's is hard-working skincare.
Holiday meals become so easy to prep, cook, and clean. You can build it in your kitchen.
Right now, 4:30, snow is melting as we see slightly warmer weather across the region. Bundled up as they take their way along 45th Street today. On a weather.
After the cold start to December days, things are warming up. That's what weather change. Strong resistant that is bringing rain and strong winds to our area along with that. Checking that temperature, which I will tell us.
So we started to see that change today. You can see the numbers behind me in positive direction. So if you like the milder air, like tomorrow as well. Friday, we'll talk about it's a little bit upside down day, but I have to show you here. Around 15 degrees in some locations, we've been seeing temperature change compared to just 24 hours ago. Check out Dover, 20-degree difference this time yesterday, and we have more of a southerly wind that is definitely helped usher in the milder air across the region. So a little bit below our average of 45 for this time. We're sitting at 41 right now for Philadelphia, 42 for Philadelphia, 53 for Rehoboth Beach, 42 for Georgetown, Redding's at 41 up there, above the freezing we're at 36. So high pressure that will continue to build in weekly for us, and so that will help us to clear the way here. We'll get a little more sunlight, and as we go into tomorrow, we'll start to cloud back up. So we'll talk about that as well. Just to show you for this evening, seeing temperatures in the 40s with the clouds. Again, we're going to hold to the 20s. It's going to be a chilly start, but not as cold as we've had. So at drop off 31 degrees, partly cloudy. Then we see clouds build as we go throughout the day, but we're expecting rain until the
said, but if they're not, that should be fine. Coming up, we'll talk about the wild in the next 2 days with the changes that come. The rain arrives late on Thursday, carries on over into the Friday temperature. Correct.
Okay, Michelle, monitor the rain coming our way on the live track with some Center. So following orders of Rob Tellarè that happened over the weekend. This was a new sketches of the suspect Nick Reiner in court this morning to the couple's son. Now we don't see Nick on camera because of a request from the defense team report. Now the filmmaker's 32-year-old son is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder and potential cases the death penalty if he's on those counts. Now Nick's attorney gave orders after the team said that there are very complex and serious issues that are associated with this case. Nick, meantime, is being held without bail and scheduled to be back in court next month. He said in court today to the judge. All right, now turning now to an NBC10 exclusive. You say this man is facing criminal charges in multiple states, and in Maine want to know a lot more about him. The man wanted here in Pennsylvania, the police scammed a woman out of $100,000 and went on to scam people in other states. NBC10's Deanna Randy has the story of Steve. This is the South Pennsylvania thing. So this is especially across the United States where cash.
Their crimes police say they're very hard to solve. These scams are good at controlling victims and getting money from them.
These suspects pressure on them. They don't want them to haul it back. They want them to jail. So once they grab them in contact with them, they hold on to their they're having them.
Detective James Cruzmeyer said that is what Downton Harkani did to a woman in Buckingham Township. Sending her emails. She thought she was in trouble and needed to pay to get the case resolved.
She's her assets and placing the safekeeping.
The woman went to her bank, and Cruzmeyer said despite the bank questioning her, she still withdrew the money.
Some places, scammers are still on the phone with while they're at the bank. Say, hey, bank might be don't tell them anything. Tell them it's for your savings, it's for college. The scammers are walking them through the steps.
Cash to gold.
The time she with funds from her bank, I would say within 45 hours, she was using a carrier.
From there, the victim was instructed to come to this grocery store parking lot. And here's where investigators got a great case. The exchange turned over that gold on camera.
Police were then able to identify Harkani, his car, and where he was going. Weeks later in Maine, the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office ordered an attempt to get an elderly victim to convert cash to gold. Detectives there posted the victim, Harkani, arrested.
I don't think we're able to prevent this fraud.
But learning the signs are important. The documents look real, like they're coming from the federal government, but it's all part of a scam. They're phony, police said. Closer look at email address help you identify that. Police urge folks never to turn cash, gift cards, or gold to strangers. As for Harkani, police think he's working with others, and investigators in Maine and Pennsylvania want to know if other people come in contact with him. Township Deanna Randy, 10 News.
President Trump moved forward with his White House law that National Trust requested reservations temporarily halted by a federal judge rejected alleged administration broke ground before submitted to the National Capital without approval from Congress. The Trump administration told U.S. District Judge that in the next 2 weeks it expects to meet the National Capital Planning Commission judge administration until this month.
Need to see it. In some parts of the region, Christianity cares when a helicopter can get to someone more quickly than any other cover and get someone to the hospital.
So let's treat that as
More
just
NBC Tech reporter Tim Furlong dominated inside look at the hospital system's new life and spoke to those who will buy it and save lots of it.
And a hangar in Newcastle, Christianity Care Airbus H1453. All you need is that this thing is the fastest, safest medical chopper. Colin is one of the first to be flying this new bird. He says from an aviation standpoint, it blows away the old chopper, 400-mile range on 1 tank of gas. It's essentially about 70 Americans.
We have some really nice avionics that allow us to fly the weather and dropped in, and now you find yourself gassing airspace. So where you need to get much more smooth, more efficiently, safer for 18 seconds. Back in the helicopter, also saying that it's better in very crowded airspace around your airport.
Everything in the emergency room or ICU in the back of the helicopter.
The team flies up in front, medical team in the back have way more room to get way more patients to care.
I just do love
back to this health opportunity. When we all hope you can find the back of the truck. Pretty cool to know. In Newcastle, Tim Flood, BC10 News.
That is the goal of the Department of Transportation and what they outlined today, announcing the United's first advanced air mobility plan. It is based on 6 airspace infrastructure, security, planning, and workforce and automation. Transportation Secretary Sean Dunn says it is a bold strategy focused on rolling out automated planes and other aircraft into American airspace.
I think we all recognize the changing frequency. And the question comes, are we going to continue to lead in aviation?
The plan features 40 locations to improve the operation on the ground and air, including aircraft systems and more air traffic controllers and new drone guidelines.
Preparations are underway for holiday travel season. The TSA shared its quote significant increase in holiday travel. The agency suggests there's still time to enroll in TSA check. Most applicants will 3 to 5 business days, and there's a special right now. Enroll and remember $50.
On that portion of the lecture, and let's talk about flights right now. 2 delays for today at Philadelphia International Airport, total of 2 cancellations. Still, on the roads, we have some crashes. 95 northbound here at Street, we saw that white lane blocked here in Bucks County, and then also in South Jersey, also here 95 southbound, here blocking the right lane at 73, so some big delays at this point. How about that's like a 50 trip, so a little bit eastbound southbound.
Children of all ages and have played together in Pennsylvania. Jake's Place will be open today. The township's newest playground is designed to be a space that allows children with special needs to play safe alongside other children their age. Features and ramps, multi-sensory equipment, as well as traditional playground spaces.
There's the scene. Yes.
No. There you go, representative. You, we're all running out of time. We'll bring down the deadline. No. Okay.
And coming up at 5, the products that are by this week.
The first is St. Johnson Line, downtown also.
BC10 Business Report. American Heritage Credit Union. NBC2 today with the best coverage of breaking news. And 5 chapter forecast. To yourself, like for utility, your outstanding morning newscast. Smarter view. Only on NBC10. There are no timeouts. Because injustice never takes day off.
At Boss Dogs, don't miss the lowest price of the year. 4 big days only. Thursday through Sunday, take an extra 20% off our lowest sale prices on all Alfred Dunner. Don't miss this deal. Save big with an extra 20% off all dress clothing. Cozy up with an extra 20% off sheets, comforts, and bed pillows. Just in time for holiday guests. And now for Sunday only, save an extra 50% off our lowest sale prices on all binders and upholstered furniture. Don't miss our lowest price of the year. 4 big days only. Happening now at all Boss Dogs. 40
Really need to get on brand. We did.
I've just been diagnosed with breast cancer.
At Andrew, just choose different options. Best for them.
Search choice.
We make sure we address every patient's needs regarding how do you want to live and these are choices. MD Anderson, Cooper, no one fights cancer alone.
Time and temperature is sponsored by TD Bank, American TD Bank. Trial of Atlantic City Mayor Mark Saunders were jury tonight. They have not reached a verdict. This was the first full day of deliberations. I was on the case yesterday. Now we reporter Martinez finally at the hour talking about how during the stuff on a few questions they were asking the judge clarification on certain legal terms. If they are unanimous on a certain judge said the fact that it's too deliberating, and now that deliberation will be tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Now, Warner Brothers and company is telling shareholders to decline the update from Paramount Skydance. Brothers claims a rival offer will be better for customers. Merger with Paramount will face intense scrutiny from U.S. players. Move would impact consumer streaming platforms and Paramount, the news landscape. Paramount's bid is not off the table. Shareholders can still decide to tender their shares of the Paramount's offer for the entire. Their first performer of the season wound up being the last one standing last night as The Voice crowned the season 28 champion. Life returns.
The winner is
Two Niles in Ross, 7-year-old and Prince to politician and Captain from Edwards and Brandon get all points for 29 February. The team is playing a research panel featuring legend and
The countdown to the season on there are 8 days until there's an army of workers across the country. The last minute gets arrive on time. That fast delivery is especially important for food. Ever wondered how perishable packages get to their destination? So NBC's Vicky Wynn followed one package on a cross-country journey.
It's crunch time for every major shipment. Estimated 2.3 billion packages expected to be this holiday season, the most since 2022. This year, food and beverage gifts are big, with shipments up 25% at FedEx. Here, ordering charcuterie gifts in West Palm Beach, found Bassett and Aaron Manitoff are working double shifts to meet holiday demands.
We by hand fresh daily ship out the same day.
We went behind the scenes with ordering their shipping partner FedEx to show how a holiday food package gets across the country in a single day.
I'm going to order the holiday charcuterie board from Bordery. I'm in my office abroad. It is about 10. I say this to my home in suburban New York.
Immediately 1,200 miles away in South Florida, Bordery receives our order, making the charcuterie board and boxing it with special cooler packs for overnight delivery. FedEx picks up our packages and drives it to the Palm Beach airport. There, it's loaded in 1 week of packages into large shipping pods and transferred onto FedEx jet. Take off 10 p.m. Next up, now New York, FedEx is the shipping hub in Memphis. Many of the 70 new packages FedEx ships daily over the holidays come to Europe first. In just minutes, they're sorted through 80 miles of conveyor belts and routed onto trucks found for all 50 states and overseas. Jason Brenner is a FedEx Senior Vice President.
Order is coming out of Florida to New York, but it's making a stop. The order just to go to Hawaii doesn't have to route through Tennessee.
For your package, it went massively down. 17 million today. That one's what model is the most efficient way to run that scheme in Ohio.
At 5:30 in the morning, our package is back on a plane, flown to the airport state. Then, trucked to a local FedEx facility. After an overnight 2,200-mile trip, our charcuterie board is delivered right to my door.
Before you are shipping food for yourself, you have some expert advice where you're in first shipped in an insulated container with cooler packs for dry ice. And be sure to write for perishable
But if you haven't sent your holiday gifts yet, time is running out, and remember that you ship better consistency. If my after my Christmas, today's the deadline for postal service and FedEx Ground. At UPS, the deadline for free delivery is this Friday. The deadline will be Saturday for Priority Express. Both UPS and FedEx ship 5% of orders for truly last minute. UPS offers no price delivery. That's why I'm still desperate to get to the destination. It's so much fun. But what is today's time for Jack?
Powerball drawings, that means you could win more cash. Like the estimated jackpot sits at $1.25 billion. That is a cash value of $570. Bringing you the winning numbers tonight.
I don't win the whole thing. I said
a piece of it.
Like, you know, they're always like, as a winner, like they had a million. Right. I just want to run this people. That's it. That's important this Christmas. And the one of the ones that yes. Like, I think people are already like, yeah, that's fine. But you can too. So tomorrow we'll see more of the changes. We're actually for tomorrow. So 48 is over that high, but look at the 50s across parts of South Jersey, Dover as well. 251. Stay a little bit cooler into the south. So this is an improvement compared to what we've been seeing. Temperature swings. So we're above average Thursday, and we will start the day actually above average on Friday before we see those total temperatures as we take it into Saturday, and then we rebound a little bit on Sunday. So here's the setup. High pressure line way to the east. We go to the southerly low. We see the shower still. Weather maker. That's way to the east. So everything develops as we look to later tomorrow evening. So you have fancy tomorrow evening might take these slight showers. The heaviest stuff overnight. You're looking at 7 a.m. and you can see some of those area. Then cold air will be going in after that. This is what I'm going to show you. Again, Thursday is fine. We even off with sunshine, but the clouds quickly build. And now at 7 p.m. at night, you can start to see some spotty showers that are populating and heavy rain. And this is 1 a.m. on Friday. Again, that moves across the area, really intensifying by. So if you're up and more early and continuing there for, like I said, 4 to 7 a.m. beyond that, you can some of the heavy rain showers and then even some lingering showers after the full day rushes in. How much rain? An inch to an inch could see more in some spots. And again, as I mentioned, we also have the out. That goes into place on Friday. Again, we can see a 40 to 45 miles per hour. That's higher, up to 50 miles per hour throughout the day on Friday. So what does that mean? Again, we saw very mild on Friday, but don't be fooled. By the time you work or school, it will be feeling with the teens and the 20s across the area. Still true Saturday, Sunday, we rebound nicely. We could see some 50s and some 40s. Go and drive this evening for your forecast. Overnight tonight, we see temperatures, like I mentioned, falling today. Again, morning rain is expected for that Friday morning commute. Enjoy your Saturday and Sunday, but not too bad.
That all right, Michelle. Well, what began as a personal tribute on a Jersey Shore beach has grown into a heartfelt holiday tradition.
And now that tradition, another symbol of the season is
And a number of key items there. This boy, tomorrow, and it's today. Catching on NBC brought to you by Holiday combo service account. Fine Wine presents the Holiday Now Foods. Fine Wine Spirits German selection. Cheers. Good spirits.
for most of the people that walk in our store, it's been a non-stop issue. And finally, walking into the store. I came into my store last year and had 30 years. Doctor finally sent in. So in 30 days, I have this pledge of the 30 years. I mean, how do you have the whole
So have a holiday season and best wishes for
Life would be easier if we were on our mental health. But it doesn't work like that. Help our members get faster. I'm a blue shield in our own suffering. So then in 3 days or less, deserves to be seen. Yes, I'm a blue shield.
NBC Network hosts after years in a row. Covered in Tellarè.
I have no idea how to inside that.
Well, they have become a tradition. Several times along the Jersey Shore Christmas trees, dining decorated shelves around on the branches. At least one of those trees helping those people that provides a place to relax.
It's a personal treat. Here's the first mile.
The holiday season is a memorial tree, Ocean 634 Street Beach, a place where others are to honor people they miss.
my parents passed away, so
Shells very handwritten. Provide comfort.
I'm very young close to them, and their dad, it's really very special.
Well, letters from heaven. We had a little girl lost her father. She wrote that a letter. She was very happy. She walked down the trail later. She saw her dad's initial. Well, my God, man,
For the past several years, Christmas trees have found a place on San Diego short towns. Ocean City has close to 1,000 many have specific themes.
This is 6 years for free.
The 59th Street tree is rooted in a tradition of some donations of commercial items for 2 local food pantries.
I think very Arabic.
Your organizers really ramped up their outreach on social media about food and the community has definitely come through in a big way.
That's what I was thinking about is how can we help these donations here, not just during this time.
The memorial tree is helping Matt and his family once again the sudden loss of his brother Charles earlier this year.
Never been someone remember the time that
Solace, the spirit of the season. NBC 10 News.
We're ending the work with a round of rain and temperatures in the 60s. Crashing down and changes. The trial and the local mayor has the jury asking questions. An update from court is pretty small. I could say,
shoots spent decades behind bars. She was sentenced to it before he was sentenced.
Under arrest were definitely why. The events police say led to intentionally hitting a man that's running off.
You're getting a break on levels above temperature 3 and on top of that, the storm
now. They say it's too good to be true. I love it. It probably is. Even though 16 is going to happen Friday morning, and then it's tumble as we go through Friday. So don't want to get caught off guard. Make sure you bring your heavy jacket on Friday. And as you're heading to work, school, or commuting, it is definitely an interesting day. Let's start my brain and frigid on Friday. Our 24 shows that will primarily 13 degrees Philadelphia, up to about 11 degrees in downtown, 13 warmer in Mount Holly, and right now temperatures across the board 44 in Philadelphia, 41, and we'll look at 11 in Reading, 6 in Allentown, close to 40 those. The rest of the night with up until slow 40, so like we're in the mid 30s for tonight. So still a chill there, still feel it, but overnight we drop into the mid 20s, 27 in Philadelphia, 24 in Bluebell, 26 in Northeast Philly. Forecast shows Thursday tomorrow, 48. So that is a good day. Increasing clouds, it starts about 7. Overnight turns heavier at 15 in the morning. Temperatures will fall through the day. All of those cold conditions go into Saturday. And here's a look at how the system progresses and gets closer to us. It's we'll get to Thursday night. Talk about time that's coming up this bit. See that pretty. Any monitors and rain air around the into now. We have live radar to help you track on time.
Are the top story by the second day of deliberations have in the time against the mayor of City Falls, facing criminal charges for alleged abuse against his daughter.
Jurors are expected to hear tomorrow. They've already come to judge the several questions about the case of Jordan discussion. And Tim Millerton is by his been a slot from the Atlantic City. Today, we're going to do that answers several questions.